Alright. Yo, yesterday. Alright, so yesterday we went over. Yo, what's up, WB? Thanks for the roses. Hey, Hoolagans. Thanks for the roses. Appreciate that. Freaking, let's see. Thanks for the roses, man. Let's go. Hoolagans. Alright. Alright. Yesterday we went over.
How natural is your protein? What do you think, all natural fitness athlete Paul Sklar?
Let's see what we got. Sucralose.
Alright, just put on some music real quick. LA Sunset, baby. So yesterday we went over who's more likely to commit senseless violence. We went over who's more likely to commit white-collar crimes, which is the highest level of thievery. Yesterday we went over who first used food stamps, and so if you want to check out more of that information, you can go catch the replay on my TikTok or my YouTube channel. I really do recommend my YouTube channel because it has my screen shared in it, so what's it called? It's kind of more interactive, you feel me? So shoot. Well, this is like true Inception. Whoa. Yeah, so if you want to check that out, you can go check it out. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. I got the fake microphone. This thing's cold as heck, man. Yo, thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the hearts. Hey, thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. You know, we out here. We going to the top, man. We going to the tip top, tippy tippy toopy tee. Yo, 100 likes. Thank you. Oh, I can't believe it. Thank you, CC Amor. Thank you, CC. Yo, I gotta say, I appreciate it. Yo, I look like Claw, bro. I look like Claw. I gotta say, I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the love. I appreciate everyone just hanging out. Thank you, CC. Yes, we're gonna go ahead and get this podcast started. I would love for it if you stuck around. But sometimes these topics can be a little bit off the rails. Shout outs to H3H3. So, we need to talk about racism against whites, which what some are calling uh anti-white, or they're calling it reverse racism now, which I'm not a big fan of because it's not really in reverse. I mean, here's the thing. How is it? Here's the thing. We're gonna talk about this. So there's these uh these arguments going around when talking about reparations for black people, that they go, well, whites were enslaved too. What about whites? I need my reparations. When it's like, that's true. Whites were enslaved, but whites weren't enslaved in this country. So, um, that's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on the things that happened in this country. And also, if whites were enslaved, then how is there such thing as reverse racism? Because the reverse racism insists that whites were never enslaved and that they just enslaved POCs, and now it's happening to them. But those same people will claim that whites went through slavery as well, you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So they're claiming two things that contradict each other. We can't have reverse racism if whites already went through have a racist history of being oppressed, because then it's just racism. And technically, if whites were oppressed, then they were oppressing blacks. Now they were actually the ones doing reverse racism. So, checkmate. You feel me? Gotta knock that stuff off, bro. And I finally understand why it's called anti-Semitic, because anti-Semitic actually doesn't technically mean Jew. It just means, because Jew or Jewish, they're not racist, they're religions. My flop era is low-key serving I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna take it as a compliment. Yo, what was I talking about again? I got distracted. Yeah, reverse racism. Anyways. Oh yeah, anti-Semitic. Watch, check this out. What does anti-Semitic? It's interesting because right here in the dictionary, it'll tell you flat out that anti-Semitic means hostile or prejudiced towards against Jewish people. But I'm gonna what does Ramaswamy like to say when he doesn't agree? He goes, I reject that idea. I'm gonna reject that idea because Semitic doesn't mean Jewish. Semitic is actually it's a collection of languages. So you have Semitic people, and you have Semitic languages, right? Let's check this out. Anti-Semitic marks were posted on the site. A steep rise in anti-Semitic incidents worldwide. Anti-Semitism, also spelled anti-Semitism, is hostility to, prejudice towards, or discrimination against Jews. This sentiment is a form of racism, and a person who harbors it is called an anti-Semite. Look, though anti-Semitism is overly perpetuated by non-Jews, it may occasionally be perpetuated by Jews in a phenomenon known as auto-anti-Semitism, self-hating Jews. let's see. Primarily anti-Semitic tendencies may be motivated by negative sentiment towards Jewish people or negative sentiment towards Jews regarding Jewishism. In the former case, usually presented as racial anti-Semitism. It's interesting because this sentiment is a form of racism, but you got to understand that Jews isn't a race. It's a person's hostility is driven by their religion's perception of Jews and Jews and blah 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 blah. Watch this. Semitic languages. The Semitic language family consists of dozens of distinct languages and modern day dialects, but the major Semitic languages are Arabic, Amharic, Tigrina, Hebrew, Tigr, Aramaic, and Maltese. So, oh, there we go. What's up? What's up, Kala? Thank you for joining the conversation. Palestinians are also Semitic. What language do Palestinians speak? So that's what. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Is like right here in the Google dictionary, or what is this? The Bill Gates dictionary. The Wikipedia will tell you that, and all I guess online it'll tell you that anti-Semitism means specifically towards Jewish people, but that's not what it means. I mean, Caleb is right here confirming my statement because these are talking about languages. So there was like right here, if you're on YouTube, there's like 7 different languages that are considered Semitic. It's kind of confusing, but the way they use it here, it's kind of like just to keep things short, not to go into too much detail, but it's also that's just giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like it also kind of seems like they're trying to make it seem as if Semitic only means Jews and like these other groups aren't included, or I don't know. Because if what does Semitic mean? Let's see, what does Semitic mean? Is it from the area? I think it was from the area. Relating to or donating a family of languages that include Hebrew, Arabic, Aramaic. Yeah, so an anti-Semite, if you're anti-Semitic, that could mean that you're being racist towards Muslims as well, right? So we gotta just do better as the United States has to do better when it comes to language because we just be not really doing the best, bro. So Semitic is a term used to differentiate Western Asian people from others because there are many types. Semitic means Middle East. Ah, okay, okay. Thank you guys. Thank you. Um, and that's what I was. That's thank you guys for saying this because that's what I like kind of understood it as. Because I thought anti-Semitic strictly meant towards Jewish people, but that's not what it means. So, um, people just love throwing that word around. Everyone's throwing that word around, and they don't even know what it means in full context. Like, if you're saying in the U.S., they'll be like, if you're an anti-Semite, that means that uh, if you're anti-Semite, that means you're in support of Palestine. But no, technically, an anti-Semite could hate Jews and Muslims. So, what are we doing here, bro? The language is all jacked up. Aramaic, Hebrew, and Arabic are Semitic languages. So it's both from Jews and on the Muslim side, right? Jewish people say anti-Semitic, meaning you don't like them because they aren't European white. Ah, I think I kind of understand what you're saying. Some people is like, no, TikTok, this is important. We need to have a community discussion. This is why there's so many problems in the world because we can't talk about things. Jewish people say anti-Semitic because, but technically, shouldn't the Jewish people be in defense of the Muslims as well then? Because they're the people who don't like Jews don't like did Hitler like Muslims? I read that Hitler didn't like Muslims. Like I read that Hitler wasn't only he didn't only hate Jews, he hated everybody. He hated blacks, he hated retards, uh he hated like all communities. Someone help me out here. I want a drone so I can spy on the people that crucified Jesus and what atrocities they've committed. Hey, what's up, Sergio? What's up, Sego? Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yo, we just trying to figure this out, bro. Cause like I'm new to politics, bro, but I'm running for city councilman in Los Angeles, so I'm trying to get up to date on all this history, man. Because here's the thing: usually when someone is delivering a message in a form of arrogance and hatred, they're usually wrong. You feel me? Like they're usually not on the right side of things. And that's part of why I got into this because I hear all these Republicans saying all this stuff with this tone that sounds like it's my mom trying to tell me to clean my room or something. And I'm like, no, mom, I don't want to clean my room. It was the only way I could describe. Yo, what's up? We got a visitor. We got a visitor. What's good, bro? I'm good, man. Where you from? Where you from?
Oh, Cameroon, from Kenya. You know Kenya?
Kenya, Africa.
Boom, now Africa. Africa.
Hey.
Welcome, brother.
How's your morning, bro? How's your morning? Hey, let's go.
Oh,
Yeah. Was that Bruno Mars? Hey. Hey, let's go, bro. Get it down. Yeah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to. Uptown Funk don't give it to. Yeah. Yo. Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
that's the way to like one game. If I go,
What was that?
one game.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Yo,
Okay, let's go, let's go.
what are we doing? What are we doing?
Play a game. You don't know TikTok? Are you in TikTok?
I'm new. I'm new.
Oh, this is just you're playing a game on TikTok. Game. So you tell your people to gift you.
Okay. Oh, gift battle. Gift battle.
Yeah, gift. If you have a lot of people who are going to tap for you or sending gifts, you're gonna win. If you have a lot of people who are going to tap the screen, sending gift, you partition the screen. You have two sides, your side and my side.
Yeah.
So you have to talk to your people so that they tap the screen, they send gifts. You see, you have zero, a blue, and a red one.
Oh, okay. I see right here. All right. Everybody tap. Give gifts. Give gifts. Yo, what's up, Villa? What's up, Jay Villa? We in here, bro. We getting this thing popping, bro. Oh shoot, I'm losing, bro. I'm losing. Hey, tap, throw some gifts in.
You have three? How three have three? Three. Now we battle. Now it's fighting. Against your people, my people. We're fighting now. We compete.
Let's go.
Who's the best?
Let's go.
Guys, let's go. Tap your screen.
Let's go. We need to win. USA versus Africa.
I'm going to beat Cameroon. Mr. Jonas. Stop. We have 3 seconds, 3 minutes. 3 minutes to go, you see?
Let's go. Come on, let's go. USA.
Africa and the USA. The whole of Africa and the whole of USA. Let's go.
Let's go. We linking up.
Okay, Cameroon, you're from which country? Cameroon. Streaming from which country?
What's up, bro?
Asking, you're streaming from which country? Where are you from?
From USA, United States.
Which part of US? Which state? Maybe Florida, California.
Oh, yeah, California.
I got it. California. You see, I've got a lot of friends. I have friends from California, Florida, from Texas. A lot of friends.
Oh, okay. Florida and Texas.
Yeah, I know Texas. Those are my big friends. I have big friends on TikTok from California, Texas, US, from those big states. Washington, those states. I've got a lot of people, friends.
Hey, that's dope. All right. Yeah, I'm new to TikTok, man.
Don't forget to follow me, Cameroon. Don't forget to follow me. You know how to follow people. I know you know.
Oh yeah, I got you, bro. Follow back. Yeah. Oh dang. All right. Heck yeah.
Cameroon.
What was that?
You know something about the level? Level on TikTok. You know something about the level?
What is it?
So if you keep on, people with the levels are people who are gifters. You can be a gifter. See, a gift is the person who drops some gifts on TikTok. If you drop more gifts, your level is going to grow. Your level. You have levels on TikTok.
Okay.
Level 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know the end of the level, but we have a lot of levels on TikTok. So for me, you tap on my picture. Tap on my picture first.
Yeah.
You see there's a blue, something blue 19.
Oh.
19 blue.
Yeah.
That's my level. I'm 19.
Nice. Okay.
You tap on your picture. Also. Tap on your picture. Your profile. You see you are level 0. There's a level. LV. Down there, LV. LV. 0.
Is that because I haven't donated any gifts?
Yeah, you're not even dropped any gift. So if you drop gifts, you're going to grow your level. Your level is going to grow.
All right.
No, you know why? The reason why people are not gifting you is because you have to also gift so that they can gift you.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, you only used to get a lot of gifters. They'll follow you.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm gonna do that then.
Yeah, even if you follow people, you gift, a lot of people are going to follow you. You're going to get followers when you gift. People like following gifters. They like following gifters.
Ah, yeah.
That's how we do it.
Dang, hey, good game, bro. Good game. Bro, you got
Jesus.
40 already? Dang. You got the squad in here, bro.
Thank you, Gabenjuho. Jesus, thank you so much.
Where's my supporters? My supporters.
Look to people, tell them to give stuff. You see, Gabenjuho.
Let's go. Come on. We can't go out like this, man. We can't go out like this. We getting 21 skunked.
Gabenjuho. Gabenjuho, where are you from? From which country, Gabenjuho? From which country? Oh, Gabenjuho. Gabenjuho is laughing at me.
Hey, this is dope. This is intense, bro. Where's my supporters? Where's my supporters?
So you got a lot of followers. You have 19K followers. So you need to get a lot of viewers. So on TikTok, you must also look for viewers. We look for viewers. People watching you. Muchara. Wow, Gabenjuho, where's Muchara? I don't know Muchara. In the US, maybe.
Oh, let's go. We got 3 points. 3 points. I mean, we getting skunked.
Thanks what he Oh, Gabenjuho. From which country? Maybe in the US, maybe in Africa, maybe in Asia. Which continent? Maybe. Gabenjuho in the house. Gabenjuho, I love you so much. Gabenjuho, you're supporting me today. God bless you, Gabenjuho. Oh, Gabenjuho.
Hey.
Gabenjuho to the world. I told you to the world. Gabenjuho to the world. Gabenjuho, who's gifted people?
Hey.
You know, Cameron.
Yeah.
You have WhatsApp.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Now you just send for me WhatsApp number. Maybe we make some story. We become friends.
Yeah. Heck yeah, bro. Oh, can you DM me?
And maybe we can become friends. Maybe right now. I don't know how. Maybe. I have a backup phone here. You can just tell me your number. I don't know how to type it. Gabenjuho activate. Oh, Gabenjuho. One perfume, Gabenjuho. So, you know, there's something on the screen written 20, 0/20.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's, you have to activate that. You have to give 20 coins so that you activate. That is called speed. That's speed.
It's what?
It's called speed, double. If you activate it, your gift is going to be double. You have to activate it fast. Gabenjuho, it came late. Gabenjuho, it came late. Baby girl, thank you, baby girl. Baby girl, thank
Hey,
you so
yeah, I
much.
respect your fans, bro. I respect your fans. They got your back, man.
Very strong. Very strong. Okay, what's your number?
Oh, I can't give it out because it's like my actual number.
Oh, okay. You know, we are on TikTok. We are on public. Now.
Yeah. On the DM though.
DM me on TikTok.
All right. Yeah.
After you end the live, when you end the live, just come DM me. I'll be showing you all the things about TikTok, chatting, talking. You can be a TikTok. TikTok is a good platform. It's a good area to be.
All right. Heck yeah, bro.
People usually spend their day and night on TikTok. Streaming, day and night. Streaming.
Dang.
See, I'm telling you the fact. Gabenjuho, thank Gabenjuho, okay? Gabenjuho in for me. If you want money guy, one money guy, Gabenjuho. One money guy. Today, I don't have just one money guy. Gabenjuho.
Yo, how long have you been on TikTok for?
Gabenjuho, you know Africa? From Africa.
How long you been on TikTok?
Like to around 1.5 years.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, you see.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, the match. Who lose?
Ooh.
Yes.
No. Hey, bro. It's been a good match. I gotta get to this podcast. Could I ask you a few questions?
Okay, no problem.
what do you think about the USA and our politics?
You know what, Cameron? I don't know much about USA, but what I can compliment is that I think I think that a good country. I think the politics is good. You have good leaders.
Thank you, bro.
You see,
Thank you. I appreciate that, bro. Cause I'm trying to run for politics.
Politician.
Yeah. I'm trying. Hey.
Politician.
Yeah, bro.
Wewe Gaben uchuo. Gaben chuo unatoka wapi? Kwetu ni Kitale. Trans Nzoia, kumbe ni Mkenya tu hapo. Kanidanganya. Oh, you're from a politician. Okay, I need to be friends with a politician in the US. I need to be a friend of a politician.
Thank you, bro. I'm running for city council of North Hollywood.
Oh, wow. I think you're going to be the one. You're going to be elected. I pray that you're going to be elected. Okay, my G. I know you're going to be elected.
Hey, thank you, bro.
I can see the flag of America behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Just keep on fighting. We are men. We cannot give up. We keep on fighting. You're going to get this seat. You're going to be the leader. We just have the qualities of a leader. Have the qualities. You can make it. Quality for a leader. Qualities. You know how to talk to people. You can address people. A good person. God bless you.
Hey, thank you, bro.
City. Going to be the city council.
Heck yeah, bro. Heck yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, you have to keep on pushing yourself. You can push yourself until the end. You cannot give up.
Will do. That's why I'm hosting this podcast, talk mainly about politics, some hip hop, and some gaming.
Oh, I see now. Okay, I'm also going to talk to my people. Who are in California. I'm going to inform them that you have you're vying for a seat so that they come and support you. See?
Bro, thank you very much. Heck yeah. I'm trying, man.
There's a lot of it's flat. So you see my face, I was playing a punishment game. Punishment. If I lose, I was going to be given a punishment. You see, I lost. So I was given this one. This was the punishment. The day I was given to apply flour on my face. Now you see the way I'm looking?
Oh, okay, yeah. What? That's cool.
People play. Let's play as we talk. Let's play as we talk.
All right.
The last one.
Hey, let's go.
Okay.
All right.
No problem. Just give me your number.
Yo, so, all right. I'm gonna say this next topic, and then I want to see if you have any thoughts on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So here's the thing, because in America right now, there's basically like they're calling it reverse racism, which is like black people being racist to whites. So here is what I think that's happening for, because it is kind of happening, but here's my thoughts on it. I think the reason for racism against whites it has a lot to do with the internet, because a lot of info that was hidden and buried in the past is now coming to light, and black people are not only hurt, but they're angry. You know, they're angry about things going on currently, but they're also angry about things that happened in the past because we haven't had a chance to grieve. And the American white man was basically hiding his sin, and now it's coming to light. So I think that's what's happening, because they're calling it anti-white. People are anti-white or reverse racism. But I just think it's like black people haven't had a chance to grieve, and all this new information's coming to the light because the internet. What do you think? I know it's kind of not any thoughts? You could say no comment. You could say no comment.
No, what I can say is that I don't know if there's racism in the US. I don't know if there's racism there. But as far as I know is that through social media, maybe TikTok, YouTube, you're just interacting with these people. For me, let me tell you one thing. You know, I have two girlfriends who are in the US. They love me. I'm an African. See,
Hey, right.
I just met them. We met through TikTok. TikTok is the platform that we met. We interacted through TikTok. Now we're friends. They even want to come in Kenya. But so if they come in Kenya, we're going to treat them good. If I can't go to treat me well.
Yo, thank you guys for tuning in.
No, I was saying, through TikTok, maybe this social media is helping us. See, so it's showing us the way. We don't have to have those racism, those cases of racism happening because we have to interact well. We are people. All of us are human beings. We are human beings, so we have to interact well. As you see on TikTok, I've got like around even 10 ladies who love me. If I go there, they're going to treat me like a king. There's no racism there. I'm going to be treated well because they love me. I love them. If they come here, I'll treat them as queens. They're going to be queens. See?
Yeah.
That's what's going to. So I think I don't know if there's racism, but what I can conclude is that if there's racism, I think it needs to stop. Because we are even social media is telling us that we should not treat people badly. We should not have racism. We should be equal. See, because they love me because they see me as fellow Americans. They're fellow Americans. We can interact.
Right.
The only difference is that Jojo. The only problem is that his skin color, maybe. Even some of us are white. Some of the Americans are black, but we interact together. A family.
Right.
I think racism.
I respect that. I respect that opinion, bro. I like that. Thank you. Yeah, so
Love is. Somebody think that love is greater than racism.
I would say yes.
Yeah, somebody said that. Somebody commented that love is greater than racism. Yeah, if we love each other, definitely racism is going to be over. It's going to be distorted. There will be no racism if we just love each other. As for me, if you come to Kenya, I'll treat you as my brother because we know each other now, right now. I don't say you're a white. If I come to the US, you say, oh, Guru, I'm Karu, welcome now. Hey, welcome, sit here, take a seat, relax, enjoy, this is your home now. You see? It's because of love. We love each other, become friends. I mean, what's making us to be apart is that people are looking as if they don't love each other. How to love each other? That's what I'm trying. I'm saying, guys, thank you so much. That's my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother.
I like that I like that perspective, bro. I like that. Thank you. What do you think about school shootings? Like not school shootings, just like mass shooters?
I don't know what school shootings. I don't know. Maybe just describe for me.
Well, like, so here, like, people will go into malls, churches, and schools, and like just kill everybody, like one guy. Yeah.
Want to threaten the government? Maybe threatening the government.
Well, it's basically like people just it's hatred. Like they'll go to we have that's what our problem we have is like mass shooters. of just one person going and killing a bunch of people at like the mall or the shopping center.
I don't know, maybe that's happening because people want to be famous. You know, there's a group of people, maybe gangsters, maybe robbers, maybe not even robbers, maybe gangsters, or a group of people trying to be against the government. You know, those are people that are just trying to show themselves that they can kill, they can be against people, can destroy. They're just trying to show themselves. They're just trying to prove to the government that they can beat people, they can kill, so that they are strong. You see? So
Yeah.
I just think those people are just against the government.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that. Yeah. I feel like because what they like to say is that they have mental health issues, but
No.
yeah, nah.
If you're not mad and you go and kill people, how are you going to know how to hold the gun? How are you going to shoot?
Yes.
It means you're king.
Bro, I have the same thoughts. I'm like, if you're mentally ill, you don't know how to go drive yourself there, reload the weapon, shoot it, hide.
Oh no. If you have cases, maybe people being killed at the church, people being killed at the malls, people being killed maybe at the maybe some buildings. No. Cannot be having those all like 10 mad people. All of them with the same idea of killing. All of them with the same idea. Mad people are staying in the streets. People are staying in the streets. If you're mad, go and stay in the streets. Not all of you can go and kill. You don't say that today someone is going to kill somewhere. Today someone is at the mall shooting people. Tomorrow another mad person is at the church killing people. No. All mad people cannot be the same. Those just a group of people that say today you go there, today you go there, on the other side, today you kill on the other side. They are trying to show themselves. Those are not mad people. They're just using that idea of being mad to prove themselves wrong. You see?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
You see?
Yeah, bro, it's crazy out here. Like, that's kind of a little bit where we feel like there is some like racism happening, because if the shooter is white, then they say he has mental health issues. But if the shooter is like black or a person of color, then they blame, the race. They say the race is violent. That's how the media kind of portrays these things.
I think they should stop that thing. They should stop it. But you say, if a white man is killing someone, you see that's mad, maybe. But when a black person kills someone, you see that. No, that should not happen. I think that they are not. That's good. That's not. JB, thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming, guys. Thank you so much for doing it. I think they're just faking. See, that's because of racism. As I told you earlier, because there's racism. There's racism there. See, if someone black kills people, they're saying that he's trying to be against the government. See?
Yeah.
It's racism. That's what they call it. But the only problem, the only way we can control ourselves is that we just go against. We should stop racism. That's all. If you stop racism, all this sort of killing people, maybe doing this is going to be over. It's going to come to an end.
Next. Yeah. So, are you have you ever done like? Are you spiritual? Have you ever done?
I'm a Christian. I've been going to church, but nowadays I've not been going to church because I don't know what happened. But I still love God.
I feel that.
People are requesting me. If they don't play a game, they're going to request me to play. You see, they're sending requests.
All right. Oh, yeah, cause like I see, like a few years ago, I had a spiritual experience, and I finally saw myself as a spirit and not like my body or my skin color. And so I can like interact with human beings and just see them for like their spirit and understand like the body is just a body. But that took me. Have you ever have you ever done like psychedelics? Like psychedelics?
I don't know psychedelics.
Like mushrooms?
Yeah, no, I know mushrooms. Yeah, I know. Yeah, of course.
Okay, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's like that that's what happened to me. I took some of that and then like yeah, bro.
Thank you, it is.
Yeah, bro. Um, but yeah, man, so I don't see people as skin color. I see them for their soul. But the media like basically damn. Yo, y'all, I'm out here getting beat, bruh. I'm out here getting I'm out here getting taken down, bruh. Hey, yo, shout outs to this guy's supporters, bro. Y'all already know the Hoolagans Podcast. You never know what's gonna happen on this show, bro. You never know what's gonna happen on this show. Shout outs to everybody still tuned in. We having a good time, bro. We having a good time. If you're on YouTube, check us out on TikTok. Check us out. Oh man, I lost the bro. Hey yo, thank you guys for tuning in. Shout outs to the homie, man. Shout outs to the homie. Bro, put me on game, man. Thanks for coming through to the live, bro. Um, and thank you for thank you for answering these tough questions, bro, because it's really about how the media is spinning things and it sucks, bro. It really is terrible. Yo, I was talking about this kind of yesterday, but the internet is going to be the downfall of American sovereignty. I've said it. I said it once and I'll say it again. The internet will be the downfall of American sovereignty, meaning that the America will no longer be able to function on its own as a single country because the internet is grouping all things together. It's like anyways, a few days ago we had a shooter at the Otay Ranch Mall 10 minutes from where I used to live, guys. I used to live down in San Diego. That's where this happened. And I know the exact mall that this happened at because it's actually not really a mall but more of a town center. And yeah, it's crazy, man. They got videos circulating social media right now. Let's see. Yo, that was fun, man. Shout outs to the homie, bro. Shout outs to the homie. Yo, bro. Let's try to link up tomorrow, cause I gotta finish this podcast, and I will hit you up on WhatsApp though, bro. I'm gonna DM you, and so we can stay in touch, cause we gotta keep America and Africa connected, bro. We gotta keep them joints connected. So, thank you, bro. Comedy. Thank you, Guru Comedy. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Alright, so this is kind of what's going on down in San Diego. We had a active shooter right here, Otay Ranch Mall. Unfortunately, there was multiple people shot. Developing story unconfirmed, but there might be 2 to 4 victims and 4 to 5 suspects. Pray for the victim. Let's see. Let's check out some of the comments. We got Pump a nice community full of low income housing, and this is the result. Get out while you can. I mean, so they're blaming it because Otay Ranch and East Lake is kind of like a super nice area of San Diego, and it's kind of like secluded. But I'll tell you, bro, I would not want to be living down there, because it is like, it's just a big village. It's like a big old village with a bunch of hills. I like the open space down in San Diego, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I'm down there, Katina da Dabaka. When I'm down there, it is nice to just chill, but dang. Shoutouts to Dago TV, keeping the people informed. Look at this. 2 teens killed after a shoot. Yo, oh, right here. Here's some video.
We should be.
And this is kind of the energy
We
of
should be.
Otay Ranch. It's just a bunch of youngins running around being crazy. Because they got like 3 different high schools within like 2 miles of each other. And they got 1 mall.
Hey nigga, should we dip?
That don't even sound black.
Ooh, that nigga got a big chop, nigga. He just like me for real.
They're saying TikTok lingo, bruh.
Oh, there's more sliding, nigga.
He said they're sliding.
Oh, fuck.
Bro said they're sliding, but this is... Bro, they're young, man. They're young, bro.
Got away, that's what happened. Got away, that's what happened. Got away.
More scared.
These fools got the fuck out, nigga. They have no idea where these fools went.
That dude does not sound like he's black.
I saw per.
They turned that into a photo shoot, bruh. That was a little clout fest down there. But all right, man. What's up with this? We got 2 teens killed after a shooting breaks out at an El Cajon house party. El Cajon is actually like a crazy area. Like, it's kind of an older part of SD. According to El Cajon Police Department, a series of calls came in around 11:57 Saturday, reporting a loud house party and multiple gunshots in the 700 block of Mahogany Drive. Responding officers witnessed numerous people fleeing from the area. After further investigation, ECDP said a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old, both males, were found critically wounded. One of the victims was in the street, and the other was found in the front yard of a residence. Despite medical attention, police said both victims succumbed to their injuries after being transported to local hospitals. Detectives conducting the investigation discovered that the incident occurred during a lounge house party hosted at a short-term rental on Mahogany Drive. I think I've been to an El Cajon party, bro. It's nasty down there. Yo, thanks for the hearts, Nine. Thank you guys for the hearts. Yo, JJ. What's good? What's good? So we're gonna continue these shenanigans. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, we need to talk about Black Wall Street, yo. We need to talk about Black Wall Street. So, when I say, sorry about that. When I say Black Wall Street, I really mean Black Wall Streets, because there was multiple Black Wall Streets. Yes, so this is actually an interesting education. When I talk about politics, I never want to basically trigger anyone, whether we're on the same page or not. My point when I talk about politics is really just to educate people on the history, because politics is really more of a game of history than it is of, well, hold on, let me take a swig. Here's what politics is. It's history and Hollywood combined. I'm gonna tell you why. So politics is history and Hollywood combined, kind of like science is math and physical. Science is math and experimentation combined. But I want to say science is math and failure combined. Science is math and failure combined. The reason why it's failure is because no one gets, well, when it comes to science, what is science? It's the understanding, right? Wow. Science is understanding. Science is the understanding of life, right? Is the understanding of the unknown. Right? So science, can we all agree on that? That science is the understanding of the unknown? Can we agree on that? Science is the understanding of the unknown. And since I would say, how would you understand the unknown? You need to perform a task, an experiment, and you also need to track down the results. So the reason why I call it failure is because when you think of failing, you kind of think of multiple times, right? I did that, but I failed. Like, I just failed. At least that's what I think. Like, if you think of not failed, but failure, there's a difference between someone who failed and someone who's a failure. I feel like someone who's a failure is someone who keeps repeating something but can't win. But they don't stop. Someone who failed is somebody who stopped trying. Right? So it's okay to be a failure. Just don't be somebody who failed. Because a failure can still go into the realm of being a winner. But someone who failed can never win. Because it's over. Failed is past tense. If you're a failure, that's present tense. Right? That dude is a failure. That means he's current. He's currently a failure. But if I say he failed, that means there's no hope for him. So, science is math and failure combined because you're in the present moment failing when you're doing science experiments. What's up, Kayla? Thanks for coming to the podcast. This is the Hoolagans Podcast. We talking about Black Wall Streets. Science is math and failure combined. How did we go from Black Wall Streets to science is math and failure combined? See, I'm gonna have to watch the replay, bro, because I don't even remember. But anyway, there was multiple Black Wall Streets, guys. You guys know the original Wall Street, right? The one in New York Stock Exchange. Well, here's the thing. The New York Stock Exchange was founded by slave owners, and they actually sold slaves on the stock market. Like they sold black people on the stock. Like you could buy a black guy on the stock. Like you could go to the stock market and just buy a black guy. You could go to the stock market, like you could go to the New York Stock Exchange, like the one that's in New York. You could go there. You could bring a black guy there, and you could just get money for him. You could perform like a stock trade. Now I've heard the reason it's called stock market is because slaves were considered livestock. They weren't seen as actual humans. So yeah, there's something there. But anyways, the reason why I needed to say that is because the wall that Wall Street is named after was actually built by slaves. Now, we could get more into it, because I like to be accurate, and accuracy takes time. But if I'm not mistaken, this wall that Wall Street was named after was actually meant as a segregation wall. Let's see. Was the Wall Street wall. And now that I'm going back and doing all this history, we gotta remake National Treasure. We gotta remake National Treasure with a black guy as the lead. And he goes back in time and he unravels the true history of America. That's the National Treasure. And it's gonna turn out that the slaves, when they built Wall Street, they stole a bunch of the white man's treasure and they buried it. And that's gonna be the story, that the slaves who built this said, no, we're not gonna go down without a fight. And they revolted during the building of the wall, and then they stole the treasure. And those were the first slave pirates. Yeah. And now I have to go find the buried treasure. I don't know. That's a good story for a book. A good book idea. All right. But so this was the Wall Street Wall. Something like that. I need to watch this. What is the history of the Wall Street Wall? It also makes sense why there's so much like bad things and like why New York seems like it's so cursed. Like, bro, a lot of evil like concerning slavery happening here. Wall Street is named after the wall that was erected by Dutch settlers on the southern tip of Manhattan You guys see this Bill Gates, we have to have a conversation ASAP, bro. Bill Gates. Bill Gates. Yo, Bill Gates. This information is incorrect. This is called fake news right here, bro. Yo, Donald Trump. I'm about to vote for you, bro, because they over here tripping. Wall Street. It said it was it was erected by Dutch settlers. It actually wasn't erected by Dutch settlers. It was erected by slaves. Slaves. Forced by the Dutch settlers. Watch this. So here's the thing. You're like, oh wow, these Dutch settlers built this wall. They're so creative and they're so they're so hard work. They're so like they just come to new places and they just they do it themselves. That's what I would think. Watch this. Who built the Wall Street Wall? The wall. You get two different freaking answers, bro. We're getting two different freaking answers, and if you're on YouTube, you're seeing this live and in prime time, bro. The Wall Street Wall was built by enslaved Africans and white colonists. Oh, it was a team effort? That's what you're telling me? That they were side by side, holding nails for each other while the other one built the. No. Let's see. Oh my good. The Wall Street Wall was built by enslaved Africans and white colonists. The wall was built of dirt and 15-foot wooden planks measuring 2,000 feet long and 9 feet tall. The wall was built to ward off resisting Native Americans who were fighting to have their land back. The wall was constructed to prevent attacks from the north. Well, this is interesting. So I hope you guys are hearing this, and I hope you guys go read this for yourself, just so you can see it for yourself. I mean, don't take my words for it, and definitely don't take Microsoft words for it. Don't take because you're gonna get two different answers. The Wall Street Wall was built by slaves. The white colonists forced them to build it. I'm guessing that's more of like what happened. I'm guessing there wasn't like no building like a Phineas and Ferb montage where they were singing songs together and they just made it work. They just put their differences aside. Nah, fam, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that one bit. I'm just not convinced, bro. I'm just not convinced that that's the true history. Let's see some images of it. But okay, we have our information that the Wall Street Wall was built by slaves, bro. Slaves and white colonists. That just doesn't sound right, bro. What is this, Django? Everybody was just Django all of a sudden? Where everybody was just buddy? Nah, bro. Look, here's a rough picture of it. So the Wall Street Wall was actually built to keep out Native Americans, bro. Can you believe that? That's what I was thinking. It wasn't segregation for black people, and this is where the beef between blacks and Mexicans, I feel, actually might have started. I'm not gonna lie, because we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about everything, bro. If it doesn't get talked about, it gets talked about in the wrong way. Feel me? So they had black people build this wall to keep out. Oh my god. Oh my freaking god. It's right here. I just found it live here, 8:55 a.m. The Wall Street Wall was originally built by black people to keep out Mexicans. That is the breaking news, folks. That is the breaking news, because the Native Americans are the Mexicans, right? And we can talk about how maybe most of the black people here were already here, but there was definitely three groups. In my opinion, we have the Mexicans, Native Americans, we have black Native Americans, and then we have slaves, African slaves. So let's. Oh man, that is. Oh, that's just too good, bro. This is just too freaking good, right? Look, the wall was built to ward off resisting these people. Of course, I like that they said the truth right here, though. Thank you, Bill Gates. The wall was built to ward off resisting Native Americans who were fighting to have their land back. Tell me that we don't have the same thing happening in 2020, bro, with this build the wall Donald Trump thing. This sucks, dude, because this Wall Street wall was built to keep out Mexicans, bro, who were trying to who weren't gonna let these white people take their land. They said no. These Mexicans, they're causing too much trouble. Hey, slave black guy, build this wall so they can't get in here. And then when they get mad, they're gonna hate you because you built it. You built it. Here's the thing. There's a connection right there between white people making black people build a wall to keep out Native Americans or Mexicans, and the link between once all the land was conquered by the colonists, there was only 5 civilized tribes. These are the Indian tribes that you kind of hear, you know, your parents talk about, your older folks, the Cherokees, the Choctaw, Cheyenne tribe, and all that. There was 5 tribes that the colonizers considered civilized, right? And what happened is those colonizers actually sold them slaves. So this is where I could see things getting sticky between blacks and Mexicans, or Native Americans, or whatever. I mean, the Mexicans of today will call themselves Native Americans, so I think I can call the Native Americans of yesterday Mexicans. Just for conversational purposes, so you can just see, because at the end of the day, we're talking about the same group of people, more or less, right? So black people sold, okay, so the colonizers made slaves, made blacks build a wall to keep out Mexicans. And then, once the colonizers kept colonizing, they started selling the Mexicans slaves. That's where I feel like there was real trouble started. So the colonizers started selling black people to Mexicans, and the black people were slaves to Mexicans. I didn't know that. You feel me? So, and this is talked about when you go into the history of the Trail of Tears, which is basically when the colonizers made all the Mexicans freaking take a hike, like a long hike. Like, you know the videos you see of immigrants hiking through the water and that big long caravans that they're talking about. That basically happened before, but they were going the other way. They were already here. So the Mexicans were already here, and then they got kicked out by the colonizers, and they had to go hightail it to, you know, I guess where the border is now. And with them, they had slaves with them. The history will talk to you how they took their slaves, and it was one of the worst walks ever. So, you know, I can definitely see that might have been where some of the smoke between blacks and Mexicans originated. Now, obviously, I'm sure there's other reasons for it, but this right here is undeniable evidence. I mean, it's undeniable, bro. If you sold one group to another group, that group's not gonna like. It makes sense that for black people not to like Mexicans. Like, they were their slaves. It was the same. Unfortunately, blacks went through the same thing with Mexicans that they were going through with white people. Now, not on the same level at all. I don't wanna make it seem like Mexicans were out here. I don't know what the climate looked like, but it definitely was a trickle-down effect. It wasn't like Mexicans or Native Americans were traveling to Africa, and I don't even know if they could participate in Wall Street. So I think it was kind of like a damage control thing, like, because originally the white people wanted the Native Americans' land, so they're like, hey, take some slaves, blah blah blah. Now you got some free labor, and yeah, and that's just very unfortunate history, y'all. And you can't tell me that this stuff's not true because it's reflected in the climate today that you see with Mexicans and blacks. And when I was younger in San Diego, California, my first racial experiences were actually from Mexicans. I had one shop owner tell me to get out of his store, call me a nigger. And that guy was Mexican. I had a Mexican kid call me nigga when I was just a young kid. And then I was also like another Mexican that just made like a racist joke about me when I was younger. And those are just these three instances that I can specifically remember, but I mean also as a grown man, like I haven't had too many specific encounters, but you can feel the energy when someone doesn't like it. And me, I love my Mexican bros, bro. You know what I'm saying? You guys who kind of know my story, my stepdad's Mexican. And so I was raised around Mexicans. I didn't, obviously when you're a kid, you don't understand racial history. So I just thought everything was cool. I never knew there was an issue. My stepdad's side of the family always treated me like I was Mexican. Like they treated me like one of theirs. All my cousins, whatever, they're Mexican. We'd always hang out. I didn't really grow up with my dad's side of the family, the black side of the family. So I never really got to hang out with like black people that much as I did with Mexicans. So I have actually a pretty good relationship with them. I can get along with them fine and all that. But it does make sense that the further you go back in generations, because I mean, shoot, when I was younger, I was 16 years old. I was dating this Mexican girl, and she told me that I wasn't invited to her family's party or whatever, this person's side of the family's party, because I was black and they don't mess with black people. And I was 16 years old when I first experienced that, bro. So that actually really sucked. I kind of laughed it off at the time, but you know, what is a kid to do? 16 years old. You don't really know. I didn't really know my history like that, and yeah, what am I gonna do? Cry? Like, no, I'm gonna laugh it off, bro. Just like, it's all right. Anyways, I did end up going to the party. I showed up. Yeah, I showed up. Hey, I'm here. Hey, and my ex-girlfriend at the time, her dad actually was like, no, he's cool. This nigga's cool. He's a cool nigga. So I think that's something that it's uncomfortable to talk about. But that's just, I think things that are uncomfortable to talk about are just uncomfortable because they haven't been talked about. So there's still kind of like that taboo, whatever. But y'all already know, whenever we start talking about things, we get bored and then we just move on. So I do believe we need to talk about the strife between blacks and Mexicans, just like we talk about the strife between whites and blacks and whites and Mexicans. I don't really have too much experience with like Asian culture or any other cultures like that. Like Filipino, some of my friends were Filipino, but it was kind of just always cool. I know they kind of have their own specific culture, so that's like even Mexicans are kind of more Americanized these days. Like me and a Mexican can talk about like, I don't know what I'm going. Like when I hang out with a Filipino person, it's kind of like they have their own specific culture. That's what I'm trying to say. Yo, what's up, Guru? What's up, bro? But when I hang out with a Mexican, and maybe this is just because I was raised around Mexicans, so I kind of don't see the difference. But I feel like we can talk more about American stuff easier than I could talk about American stuff with a Filipino or like an Asian person. Maybe that's just because I lack experience hanging out with Asian and Filipino people. Um, but that's just my observation, and that has no good or bad uh, instances with it. I don't know. If you're looking, if you're looking for me to say something stupid, I've probably done that like 20 times already. But if you're looking for my intention, I'm really just trying to riff, bro. I'm really just trying to talk about the truth, really. That's all we got. That's why we got YouTube here. That's why we got you know. Anyways, we're getting off topic. We're getting off topic. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to all of it. So this all goes back to Wall Street, right? And how, oh yeah, we're talking about how the colonizers made black guys build the wall to keep out Native Americans. So that's where the beef between blacks and Americans might have stemmed from, because this was a very long time ago. This was in like 1700s. Let's see, when was Wall Street built? When was Wall Street built? You know what? I think for me, Mexican culture is kind of like American culture to me. And I think that's just from my specific, what's good, bro? What's good? I think that's just from my specific upbringing. Because when I'm around Mexican culture, it's not foreign. Like, it doesn't feel weird. When I'm around, like, and when I say weird, I don't mean like uncomfortable. Like, it doesn't feel foreign. Like, most of my childhood, I'm going to my Mexican grandma's house. We're eating Mexican food. I'm hearing people speak Spanish. That was kind of like normal for me. So, but when I hang out with like a Filipino or like an Asian person, it's kind of more foreign to me because that culture I didn't grow up around, and it's not technically American culture. So I think that's a little bit more information on that. It's interesting. But look, so the May May 17th, 1792 is when the Wall Street Wall was built. Wall Street is a reference to a wall that was erected by Dutch settlers on the southern tip of Manhattan century to keep out the British and pirates. Okay, now we're getting two different answers, bro. Alright, okay, hey, heck yeah, bro. I'll make sure to hit you back. Heck yeah, let's get it. The original 50-story building on Wall Street was designed by Ralph Thomas Walker and constructed between 1929 and 1931, while a 36-story annex to the south was built between 1963 and 1965. So they're saying that the wall, they're saying the wall was built to keep out British and pirates. I'm getting two different answers here, bro. Let's see. Wall Street's architecture is generally rooted in the Gilded Age, the older skyscrapers. Let's see. When was the Wall Street Wall? I need to see. Anyways, we'll get into that later. We gotta keep this show going. So there was multiple Black Wall Streets, guys. And the one I want to specifically talk about is the one that was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because that was the one that I believe if we still had today, the black community would look a lot different. Like, black people would, the community would be doing a lot better, and we'd be thriving, because the Tulsa, Oklahoma Black Wall Street was actually a oil hole, a oil well place or whatever. They found oil there, and They said it's the biggest oil place in the world, but I want to double check that. Let's see. Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street. Tulsa. Let's see. Black Wall Street before, during, and after the Tulsa Massacre. History image of Tulsa's Oklahoma Greenwoods district reveal how the 1921 mob attack devastated the nation's black culture and economic mecca. That word devastated I don't think that word's used lightly, bro. I think so. This was in 1921, which if you know your history, you know that the 20s was actually one of the greatest times in American history for wealth. So how inconvenient for black people for their cash cow district to get destroyed the same year that the US has one of the best decades for finances. Isn't that something? The same year that the US is about to go into a decade-long span of financial surplus, the same year that they're about to go into 10 years of financial surplus, black people's Wall Street gets destroyed. Same year. Imagine if we would have had Tulsa for those 10 years of prosperity. That was what I was looking for. Prosperity, financial prosperity. So there was 10 years of financial prosperity from 1920 to 1930. And that same year, the year it started, our money gets messed up. They mess our money up. Let's keep watching. At the turn of the 20th century, African Americans founded and developed the Greenwood District in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Built on what had formerly been Indian territory, the community grew and flourished as black economic and cultural mecca until May 31st, 1921. Alright, well, Charlie, I would like to say that the 1960s is not where the downfall of the black man began. The downfall of the black man began in 1920s. 1920, my friend. And this is according to the History Channel. And we could use whatever website you want, because history is the same across the board, if it's true. Whew. That's when the white mob began to rampage. So this is interesting. Built on what formerly had been Indian territory. Are they kind of trying to say that this is interesting. Hold on. Hold. When was... I think Black Wall Street was founded like 1909. Wall Street founded. In the 1830s. Wow. The foundations of Greenwood's District and Black Wall Street were built in the 1830s when African Americans first migrated to Oklahoma. The Greenwood District's origins are usually placed around the turn of the century. Here's the thing. It says it was built on Indian territory. Let's just keep reading. That's when a white mob began to rampage through some 35 square blocks, decimating the community known proudly as Black Wall Street. But here's the thing, is that this community actually wasn't known as Black Wall Street. It wasn't called Black Wall Street until the 90s. I want to fact check that. When did Tulsa get named Black Greenwood District in 1906 was founded and developed by African Americans starting in 1906 on what had formerly been Indian territory. it says it formerly been Indian territory. Was the Black Indians? Was it really the Indian territory? How did they get the territory? Was there a white guy involved? Like, I didn't even know this. It flourished with the openings of clothing shops, theaters, businesses, and became known as Black Wall Street. Man. But, because look, it was called Greenwood. It wasn't called Black Wall Street. Why is Oklahoma known as Black? Hold on. Let's keep reading. Let's just keep reading. Armed rioters, many deputized by local police. Armed rioters, many deputized by local police. So they turn these crazy criminals into police. Looted and burned down businesses, homes, schools, churches, a hospital, bro. You guys, everybody mad about the hospital that got built, the hospital that got bombed in Gaza. Was it the Ghazians or was it the Israelis? Well, it was for sure colonizers who burnt down this hospital in the 1920s, where all the black prosperity was flourishing. Hotel, public library, newspaper offices, and more. While the official death toll of the Tulsa race massacre was 36, historians estimate it may have been as high as 300. As many as 10,000 people were left homeless. So they killed 36 people, but hold on. Wow. So this left 10,000 people homeless. Let's say that's about 3,000 families, 2,000 families. 10,000 people were left homeless. And what's interesting, what sucks about this is right before, not only is this the year that the United States went through its greatest era of financial prosperity, but also this was 10 years before they went through the greatest area of financial freaking disparity. It left 10,000 people were homeless. So think about all the homeless people. So 10,000 people were homeless in the 1920s. Like 10,000 black people were homeless in the 1920s. And then in the 1930s, 10 years later, everybody was homeless. Now we all homeless. Now we all poor. The incident stands as one of the most horrific acts of racial violence and domestic, wow, thank you, history. It says domestic terrorism ever committed on American soil. Domestic terrorism, bro. That's what it was. Destroying their own, a house divided will not stand. In May 2021, 100 years after the massacre, a 100-year-old testified before Congress. I went to bed in my family's home in Greenwood, she recounted. The neighborhood I fell asleep in that night was rich, not just in terms of wealth, but in culture and heritage. My family had a beautiful home. We had great neighbors. I had friends to play with. I felt safe. I had a childhood. I had everything a child could need. I had a bright future. Then she said came the murderous rampage, still vivid in her mind 100 years later. I still see black men being shot, black bodies lying in the street. I still smell smoke and see fire. I still see black businesses burned. I still hear airplanes flying overhead. I hear the screams. Below a section of photos that show Greenwood before, during, and after the tragedy. Yo, imagine if there was social media during this time. North Greenwood Avenue in Tulsa prior to the 1921 massacre. Look at this, man. This is who the black man is, bro. This is who the black culture is. This is who the black family is right here. This is who we really are, bro. Okay? This is who we really are. We have businesses, we have families, electricity. We on our game, bro, our A game. This photograph was taken, a black and white photograph of a group in front of the Vernon Chapel Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1905. During the massacre, some residents sheltered in the basements, even as its above-ground structure was being burned. Look, this is who we are, yo. This is lit. I want to frame this. This is who we are, bro. This is who the American black person is. Look, on point. All these black guys in suits, suited and booted, bro. And they were just hating, bro. Couldn't stand it. Colonizers couldn't stand it. They couldn't stand to see the people who used to be picking their cotton now on the same level of wealth as them. Wow. I need to frame these, dude. That's how it's done, man. That's how it's done. It's crazy, bro. At the time of the massacre, Greenwood was considered by many to be the wealthiest black enclave in the nation. As the 7 photos above it, it wasn't uncommon to see residents stylishly dressed. Some boasted new luxury motor cars. Oh yeah, bro had the whip. Bro had the whipper. Bro, this was the Wraith. This was the Lambo. This was the Bugatti. Man, look how modern that stuff looks, bro. I feel like I could walk into that house and they'll look, me in front of my whip, boy. The incident began on the morning of May 30th, 1920, after a young black man named Dick Rowland, who worked Shining Shoes, rode the elevator of Tulsa's Drexel building to use one of the few available segregated public restrooms. So this was still during segregation. And all the black people who say that we thrived better under segregation, you're under that General's chicken mind control, bruh. You under that mind control. Don't ever let no one tell you that you're better over there than over here. Don't ever let no one tell you that, bruh. You go wherever you want to go. Cause that's what segregation was really about. It was about keeping the black man on the plantation. Nah, I'm going over here. I'm crossing the line. Feel me? Ever let no black folk tell another black folk we thrive better under segregation. Now, it may have seemed like that, but no. You did not thrive better. You're not gonna tell me that a man who can't cross this line or go drink from that fountain is living a better life than the guy who can. Because that man is still a slave, bro. You feel me? Now, the fact that we were forced to spend our money with each other, we were forced to build our own neighborhoods. Yeah, I mean, let's see. There's no reason we can't do that to this day. There's no reason we still can't do that. Like, every other culture does it. It's just that we didn't have the same start that they did. The start of the American black man, the American slave, is very unique. let's see. Hold on. And here's the thing, dude. Yeah, that's trick. They tricked y'all. They tricked y'all. You got tricked with money, because money's not everything, bro. Freedom is. Would you rather have money or freedom? I would rather be free to go drink from whatever water fountain I want than be a bajillionaire, but I'm still under the oppression of somebody else. I'm cool. Keep your money, bro. I'm gonna go walk wherever I want. Shout outs to Ty Lopez. Ty Lopez said, I'm not even worried about money, bro. Ty Lopez said, I'm worried about movement and freedom. And that's a guy who actually has money. So he says being able to move wherever you want is more valuable than having cash. So was the black man really thriving? Or was he just obsessed with the cash? Was he just too focused on the cash? Let's just keep reading. A young black man named Dick Rowland, who worked shining shoes, rode the elevator of Tulsa's Drexel's building to use one of the few available segregated public restrooms. After the female elevator operator screamed, Rowland fled the elevator, and rumors quickly spread of an alleged sexual assault. The next day, he was arrested, leading to an armed confrontation. Alright, so is this serious? Leading to an armed confrontation outside the courthouse between a growing white crowd and black men hoping to defend Rowland from being lynched. How are they still lynching people in the 1920s? As things became heated and shots were fired, the vastly outnumbered African Americans retreated to the Greenwood district. The white group followed, and as the night unfolded, violence exploded. Wow. So this doesn't. We need to look into this. So allegedly, the Tulsa, Oklahoma, it was started by a sexual assault rumor. The next day, he was arrested. Leading to an armed confrontation. Throughout the night and into June 1st, much of Greenwood became enveloped in billowing dark smoke as members of the mob went from house to house and store to store, looting. Wow. They were looting and then torching buildings. Fleeing residents were sometimes shot down in the streets. Many survivors report low-flying planes, some raining down bullets or inflammables. Okay, so none of this story makes sense. None of this story makes sense, yo. There's a sexual assault rumor. A fight breaks out at the courthouse. You know, a shootout happens at the courthouse, and that leads to a whole city getting burned down. Where were the police to stop this? Where were the police to stop these thugs and these criminals from looting? Where was it? Why weren't among the many buildings looted and torched by the white mob was the Mount Zion Baptist Church. Above is an impressive brick structure that had opened its doors less than 2 months earlier. It was one of the numerous houses of worship destroyed in the massacre. Dang, dude. It's freaking crazy, bro. Did anybody go into the white communities and do this, or was it just in the black community? Wow. By noon of June 1st, Oklahoma governor declared martial law and sent the Oklahoma National Guard. What the heck? Officials arrested and detained thousands of black Tulsans, shepherding them to the local convention center and fairgrounds. Above the rear view of a truck transferring black people to detainment. National Guard troops carrying rifles with bayonets escort unarmed black men to detainment. Above, a truck is showing carrying soldiers and black men. During the racial massacre, officials rounded up Greenwood's black residents, deeming them to be the primary threat to law and order. Oh my god, dude. This is worse than I thought, bro. So the white people, let's just say this happens, bro, and then the governor declares martial law and starts rounding up the black people. Even though the black people are the one who had their town destroyed. Instead of any members of the white mob who had murdered and pillaged. They didn't arrest anybody, any of these murderers. Indeed, for decades after, the incident was erroneously characterized as a race riot, implying that it had been instigated by the black community. No one was ever held to account for the destruction or loss of life. After being rounded up under martial law, traumatized Greenwood residents were kept under armed guard, some for hours, some for days. To be released, black Tulsans had to be vouched for by an employer or white citizen. Or what? Or white citizen? Oh, so the government was in on this, bro. Tulsa's American Red Cross Hospital, victims of the massacre are shown still recovering from injuries months later. More than 800 people were treated for injuries. Dude, I don't care what happens, bro. You're not in the right if you burn down a church. You can't blame. Dude, this is like some straight up that stuff that happened in holes, bro. This is like that stuff that happened in holes. According to the 2001 Commission report, the most comprehensive review of the massacre, in the year after the attacks, Tulsa residents filed riot-related claims against the city, valued at over $1.8 million. But the city commission, like insurance companies, denied most of the claims. One exception being when a white business owner received compensation for guns taken from his shop. Above, black Tulsans salvaged what they could from their burned homes and businesses, began to rebuild on their own. Wow. So the only person who got compensated was a white guy. November 1921, with millions in property damage and no help from the city, the rebuilding of Greenwood, nonetheless, began almost immediately. Many black Tulsa residents fled the city and never returned, but many stayed and started from scratch. Some housed in Red Cross tents until they could rebuild their homes. Here's the thing. Those guys were criminals, bro, because whether homeboy touched the girl or not, that is him and hers. That business is for him and her. But then these random people want to come to the court and try to lynch this guy. And so he had backup, and then bullets started to fly. So regardless of whether that sexual assault is even a real story, black people are not to blame for this, bro. And they got blamed for it. 2001, the Tulsa Race Riot Commission report recommended that survivors be paid reparations, calling it a moral obligation. The pursuit of restoration continues. Yo, what's up, Curtis? Hey, Lil Pump. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. So, shout outs to Missy. We could fact check these. That's funny. Yo, this is giving me bad vibes, bro. It's giving me really bad vibes. Just imagine that, right? We have sexual assault cases happening all the time from both races. But I don't ever hear a town getting destroyed because of a sexual assault case. Not just any town, the most affluent black town in America. I'm speechless, bro. There's not many times where I'm left speechless. But I didn't know all this extra stuff. They stole, bruh. So the same people who were mad at this guy for allegedly committing a criminal act just damn. See, Tulsa was not the only Black Wall Street. The history of others such districts nationwide is not widely known beyond their cities, though there were many. Bronzeville in Chicago, Haiti in Durham, North Carolina, Sweet Auburn in Atlanta, West 9th Street in Little Rock, and Ferris Street in Jackson, Mississippi. So there was multiple Black Wall Streets. I'm trying to process what I just read, bro, because I didn't know how the race riots had started. But now that I know, I'm just trying to process it, bro. Here's the thing, whether we get paid back or not is not even an issue at this point. It's just the fact that, like, hearing that black people are lazy or irresponsible or deadbeats that's not a question anymore. Like, I'm meaning that's not even a possibility of the reason why we're at where we're at in 2020 today. Because when did slavery end again? See, here's the thing. Slavery ended, but segregation was just another form of slavery, bro. Slavery ended 1865. So about 60 years after slavery ended, 60 years after slavery was abolished. It's still a very racist and segregated country. It's still segregated. Watch. Segregation in the U.S. Segregation is the practice of requiring. One sec. Segregation is the practice of requiring separate housing, education, and other services for people of color. Segregation was made law several times in the 19th and 20th century America, as some believed that black and white people were incapable of coexisting. In the lead up to the liberation of enslaved people under the 13th Amendment, abolitionists argued about what the fate of slaves should be once they were freed. One group argued for colonization, either by returning the formerly enslaved people to Africa or creating their own homeland. I think that's when we can get into Libya, right? In 1862, President Abraham Lincoln recognized the ex-slave countries of Haiti and Liberia, hoping to open up channels for colonization, with Congress allocating $600,000 to help. While the colonization plan did not pan out, the country instead set forth on a path of legally mandated segregation. So they were going to try to send us to Haiti or Liberia? This is getting good. Black codes and Jim Crow. The first step towards official segregation came in the form of black codes. These were laws passed throughout the South. Starting around 1865. So probably immediately after slaves were freed, right? Slaves were freed in the 1860s. All right. So immediately we had segregation. We're almost done, folks. We're almost done. That dictated most of black people's lives, including where they could work, live, and codes to ensure black people's ability for cheap labor after slavery was abolished. So interesting. Segregation soon became official policy enforced by a series of Southern laws.
The most obvious legacy of the Civil War is the freedom of 4 million.
What's it called? Through so-called Jim Crow laws for blacks. Legislators segregated everything from schools, residential areas, public parks, theaters, pools, cemeteries, asylums, jails, and residential homes. There were separate waiting rooms for white people and black people in professional offices, and in 1915, Oklahoma became the first state to even segregate public phone booths. Interesting, because Oklahoma, this is where the massacre happened. In 1915, the phone booths got segregated. Colleges were segregated, and separate black institutions like Harvard University in Washington, D.C., Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee were created to compensate Virginia's Hampton Institute was established in 1869 as a school for black youth, but with white instructors teaching skills to relegate black people in service positions to, oh my gosh. Look, this is where the education system got corrupted. And unfortunately, this pattern got passed down to the descendants of white people as well. Look at this mess. Look at this mess, bruh. So the colleges, you could have black colleges, but you gotta have white teachers. You're gonna have white teachers, so we weren't even allowed to learn what we wanted to learn at colleges. You had to learn skills that were in service positions to whites, which I'm calling it right now. That's why the education system today is still teaches skills that are in service positions to XYZ. That's why they don't teach you business in school. This is why they don't teach you stocks in school. This is why they don't teach you about politics in school. Because what they learned from segregation, what they practiced in segregation, was to only teach these black people skills that are in service positions to whites. So even the education system, education system scam from right there. That's not real education, bro. It's not real education. This is 1869, bro. 1860 freaking 9, bro, is when the education system went awry. Hey, yo, thank you guys for sticking with me. We're gonna finish this up and then get on out. And then get on up. Yeah, get on up.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains. Or you can...
In 1875, the outgoing Republican-controlled House and Senate passed a civil rights bill outlawing discrimination in schools, churches, and public transportation. But the bill was barely enforced and was overturned by the Supreme Court in 1883. The Republican-controlled... but this is what I've heard, is that the Republican Party of yesterday is different than the Republican Party of today. Like, it's a different type of people. In 1896, the Supreme Court ruled Plessy versus Ferguson that segregation was constitutional. This is why morality and the law is not connected, because we have the United States Supreme Court saying that separating blacks and whites is constitutional. That's what they would have wanted. The ruling established the idea of separate but equal. The case involved a mixed race man who was forced to sit mixed races sit in the black designated train car under Louisiana's Separate Car Act. Here's the thing, I hate when it says when black people attempted to move into white neighborhoods, because no race owns a neighborhood. You know what owns the neighborhood? The money. The money owns the neighborhood. The heck? The Negro Motorist Green Book? Redlining. All right, we're going to finish all this tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been the Hoolagans Podcast. I'll see y'all tomorrow.